Do you need an escalation clause? Welcome back. Bill Jones, Remax Unlimited Results Realty, and you're tuning into Making Sense of Real Estate. This week, we're talking about how to win multiple offers. So part of winning a multiple offer, sometimes it's best to use an escalation clause with your offer. First question is, what is an escalation clause? If you're not familiar with the term, what that is, it's a couple different things. One, you put in your initial offer on a property. So just for easy numbers, let's just say you're trying to buy a $100,000 home. So your $100,000 offer without an escalation clause, that is your top dollar amount. So the way to win an offer isn't always dollar figures. We'll get back into that in a minute then, but we'll just say it's a $100,000 offer. So the seller's going to look at it as exactly that. It's $100,000. If you do an escalation clause, you could say, I'll offer you $100,000. However, we will increase our offer up to whatever that number is that you're comfortable with. And again, it gets very tricky. There's a lot to it. It's not quite as simple as I'm making it sound. It's a whole discussion in and of itself. But you can say, I'll go up to 105, 110, 120, whatever the case may be, whatever number you're comfortable with purchasing a home. And with it being a very aggressive seller's market right now, a lot of homes are selling for over what the asking price is. It still needs to make sense. It still needs to make sense to the market. But your escalation clause will help you do that. And again, there's a lot with it. You need to have a cap on it as well. You need to have the increments that you're going to go up by. Are you going up by $100, $500, $1,000, $5,000 per increment? And what is your cap? You need to have a top dollar amount of your escalation. So your base amount is $100,000. And again, it doesn't matter, $200,000, $300,000. Let's say $300,000. I'll go up to $325,000. So are you going to go by $1,000 or $5,000 increments over another offer, and where does that end? And then also what you're going to need to do is figure out what the other offers are. So part of what you're going to ask is you'll go over that amount of any other bona fide offer and the net to the seller amount then. What does that mean? And again, I know we're getting real technical. I'm trying to make it easy here, but we're breaking down what that is. So you want to see what the actual net dollar is to the seller as best you can, as best they're allowed to be able to show you. And you're going to be competing against that. So you're making sure you're an apples-to-apples comparison, and you're not competing against somebody that's asking for concessions or home warranties or a lot of givebacks on their offer. So you want to try to make sure you're as best as you can apples-to-apples offer. So in a nutshell, an escalation clause says, I will give you X amount of dollars. Here's my offer, but I will go up to this amount to hopefully win the offer then. So that is a fantastic way to win an offer. There's a lot to it. You got to really know what you're doing with it. You got to make sure you structure it properly to where you don't, get yourself burnt, and you want to put yourself in the best position to move forward with that. So this week we're going over that, how to win in multiple offer situations. So part of it then too, what you could run into is appraisal problems and things like that. With the market going up, appraisals are always looking backwards. So there might be a difference in what you're getting in appraisal price versus purchase price. Again, a whole nother discussion, but another thing you can do is offer to maybe cover that difference up to a certain amount, kind of a similar type of escalation, different type. But again, it's not always price. We're going to talk more about things. So, this week, it's not just the number. Maybe it's possession after closing. Maybe it's a couple other things. You want to have that discussion with the seller as best you can, find out what's important to them. So that's it for now. Let me know if you have any questions. We'll certainly try to get everything answered. We post this on LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube. We're going to do a live Q&A this Friday. Again, this week is about, winning a multiple offer situation. How do we get you into that house? So help us push this out. If anybody you feel needs this information, get the information in front of them here, and we'd love to help them out. So until then, we'll talk to you soon.